I don't think I can never get over the fact that you guys literally said, no, Chidima, agana nkinga. Usankinga no Chidima. Chidima was born here. Identity theft. Ubuwena. Ubuwena. Umuntu atshontshe ubuwena. In a country that records everything, in a country that doesn't do anything without a record, lokuthi ubani. You guys have the nerve to say, oh no, because in Bono Chidima on the pedestal, and you're literally giving Chidima giving Chidima a privilege on illegality base. Hey boo. Guys. And today has proven us Uchidima and the lawyers are using us to the core. Because bas Ramaphosa bafuna ukuhlalisa izinto ukuze kube ngazuthi manje siyahlehla. Engazuthi manje asifaka izinkuni. We're not angry enough. And nenkantolo yenza ngamabomu 1 February 2027. 1 uzobe hlali kuphi? Uzobe hlali kuphi? Because that's one of the questions that I'm like literally uzobe hlali kuphi? Uchidima. Like there's a point for everything. Like there's a breaking point for everything. Like I really do not understand how you guys will just let someone who literally disrespected everything, your being. Ubuzwa being. Uchidima has disrespected her to the core. But yeah, because Nina sendidecidile ukuthi nizivuka emaqandeni. Ngisacela ukuthi nihambe kanye usayini inakhona ne-petition lapho SSR system yakhona is back, so you can sign, and we have moved to a different server. So iserver yethu iyakwazi manje ukuthi in-accommodate nonke, because before it couldn't accommodate the numbers of people that were coming to actually sign the petition. So please guys, go sign the petition, because i-conflicts of interest iningi, and indaba ayifunayo ukuthi sikhohle, but angasikhohle, especially if Uchidima gets away with this. Oh Lord, the NGOs are going to eat up South Africa. If Uchidima gets away with, the NGOs are going to eat up South Africa. Please go sign. Silapha ku 13K. So please go sign.
Sanbonani Ashe Dumelang Molweni. Hey guys, people have decided to sign a petition on SACR to strengthen immigration advisory board, because Bati case Chidima, it was unfair for a court to postpone it till 2027, because by next year 2027 no one will be talking about that case, no one will be angry at the immigration laws that are currently happening in our country. So they are advising people to go straight to SACR to sign that petition, so that ruling, so that it can change the postponement, because Galogo, they cannot postpone till 2027. Meanwhile, there is enough evidence for them to set a ruling.
Today, we were supposed to hear the judgment on Chidima Adichima's case, but judgment has been postponed till the 27th of February 2027. What was interesting for me, though, was the prepared speech from a phone that Chidi read to the news outlets as she was walking out of the courtroom. And in her statement, she stated that she has been unfairly treated, that we need to remember the spirit of Ubuntu, and of course she cited xenophobia, etc., etc., etc. What I want to touch on specifically is the part where she talks about the spirit of Ubuntu. Saze safela ubuntu, guys. Saze safela ubuntu. Let's rewind back in 2024 when Chidima's whole case blew up. And I want to specifically talk about the fact that Home Affairs found that Chidima's mother was guilty of identity theft of a South African woman. And in 2024, Home Affairs also stated that an innocent South African woman was impacted to a point whereby she couldn't register her own child's birth. And now that we're talking about Ubuntu, can Chidima tell us where was Ubuntu when actions Gamamake caused an innocent woman to not be able to register the birth of her own child? Where was Ubuntu when that child couldn't get a birth certificate while Chidima could get a birth certificate? Where was Ubuntu when that child possibly couldn't get a SASSA grant because she doesn't have a birth certificate? Where was Ubuntu when that child couldn't get a matric certificate, couldn't get an ID document, couldn't get a driver's license, couldn't get a job because of what happened? Where is Ubuntu when you proudly want to be the beneficiary of crime? When you proudly want to be the beneficiary of fraud? But I think people or non-South African people don't understand about Ubuntu is that Ubuntu is a higher conscious. Ubuntu tags at isazela sakho conscious. And we wouldn't be here if Chidima had Ubuntu. Because if Chidima had Ubuntu, Ubuntu would cause for her to tell herself that, you know what my mother did was wrong. Let me not want to benefit from the crime that my mother did because I've benefited my entire life. And even Chidima's child becomes a benefit of that crime. Because Kaloku Chidima was born with an ID number and a birth certificate. Her own child is then born with an ID number and a birth certificate, while a legitimate South African woman and her children and her grandchildren aren't afforded the same luxury in her own country. Iphinde ke ngoku kwi-case kaChidima ne, uChidima, we have seen pictures and videos surface of her being in Nigeria and being in a beauty pageant as a child in a creche in Nigeria. So that means that even though Chidima could have been born here, of which she must still prove to us, because she left the country, it means that she doesn't even qualify for being naturalized. The Citizenship Act is very specific when it talks about how children that were born by foreign national people in South Africa can be naturalized citizens when they turn 18. And one of the terms and conditions there is that that child must have remained in the country for their entire life until they're 18 years old. And the second term and condition there is that the birth must have been registered correctly and legally. So already based on those 2 points alone, Chidima is not entitled to South African citizenships basically due to the fact that she was born here. She's not automatically entitled to South African citizenship. And secondly, the Citizenship Act states that even if you were born in the country and you remained here until you are 18 years old, you getting naturalized and getting South African citizenship isn't automatic. It's not automatic. It's not something that's automatically owed to you, and it's not something that you automatically get granted. And the last part, we also need to look into Chidima's behavior after shit hit the fan. After shit hit the fan, Chidima decided that she's gonna go to Nigeria and represent Nigeria in their Miss Universe Nigeria beauty pageant. And she ended up winning that beauty pageant. And Nigeria went over and above for her and granted her documents to be a official Nigerian citizen or whatever her documents are. So the other thing in this entire case, Chidima is not a stateless person. She's not a stateless person. So as South Africans, if we take away our citizenship from her, it doesn't mean that she's going to be stateless. She must go back to Nigeria and follow the right legal avenues instead of coming back into the country illegally again through through Mozambique, re-entering the country illegally again, and then coming here and wanting to claim citizenship that was received through illegality. And then you have the gall and the bladder and the sibindi and the liver to go on camera and say that you are being treated unfairly and tell us about Ubuntu. Tell us about Ubuntu. You know that your mother stole an identity of a legitimate South African woman, and you had the gall and the bladder and the liver to want to be Miss South Africa. And then you want to tell us about Ubuntu. Chidimma, go back to Nigeria and get a visa and a passport to come to South Africa. Then when you back here and you get permanent residency, then you get citizenship like a normal person that understands Ubuntu. I am so tired of this case. Yo. And the scariest part of this whole Chidimma Adishima situation is that she's being represented by someone that is a member of our Immigration Advisory Board. This is why the SACR has an ongoing petition to ask Parliament to amend the Immigration Act of 2002 to prevent conflict of interest in such situations, because there is no way that we can have someone helping us to make the laws of our Immigration Act and then turn around and use those same laws against us as a country. The scary part is that this person is also representing Chidimma's mother. Chidimma's mother that has been confirmed as a fraudster and an identity theft criminal, confirmed by Home Affairs. But this person that works in our Immigration Advisory Board is representing Chidimma's mother and Chidimma's child to gain citizenship into this country. We cannot have such situations anymore. And if you are tired of this, please sign the SACR's petition to strengthen the Immigration Advisory Board. The link is on my bio, and you can simply also search SACR on your web browser. Go to the website and you will see the petition on the landing page. Please participate. We cannot have our country continuously being a banana republic.
Nakho-ke sekuthiwa icase yabo yakhe ipostponiwe till 2027. Uyazi ukuthi kwenzakalani why icase yakhona ipostponiwe. It's not that there is not sufficient evidence eprovayo ukuthi kunecala lana kunobugebengu obenzakalile kule ntombazane, noma uma wakhe uyisigebengu esabonakala esaprove saphuca ubuzwe. There are so many things, but this is to make ipublic iphelelwe amandla. This is to ensure ukuthi by the time the court case resumes ngo 2027 sewukhathele, because nobody is even talking about 2027, but bona sebeqalile bane case ka next year. But what can you do as a South African ucombat lento le ukuthi ungakhathali? Let's enforce ama laws, let's enforce the Immigration Act, let us strengthen democracy yethu by signing the SACR petition. SACR is doing the best they can to investigate ukuthi how best to tackle and handle indaba ka Chidimma, how best to tackle not even just indaba ka Chidimma specifically, other immigration cases, because we have a conflict of interest lapha kwa advisory board ya immigration, and nomthetho wa immigration ase South Africa au state explicitly ukuthi wena muntu o represent uChidimma awukwazi futhi futhi uhlale ku advisory board yona le influence immigration ka minister, kufanele futhi wenze wena imithetho. Sign the petitions. Yabona South Africans, if you guys are angry about lento le, stop giving these people amandla. Futhi don't let go of your power. Sign the petition. SACR uzokwenza nakho konke okusemandleni ukwenza sure ukuthi umthetho we-immigration uyarezwa. Already parliament eselibonile indaba yokuthi there's a conflict of interest. Kulama lawyers enforcer ama foreign ukuthi angene la eSouth Africa. Sign the petition. Sign the petition. Ayikho into engayisho ukuthi sign the petition singaphela amandla. Nathi 2027 so besihlome sizingovolo. Silindele ukuthi lo yameli fanele asuswe kwi-advisory board. Ummeli ka Chidimma fanele asuswe kwi-advisory board yaka immigration. Kufanele aphume, because why? Umele ama foreigner akamele ama South Africans. She must go. That lawyer must go.
Firstly, I would like to say that I am grateful that I once again have been able to get an opportunity to have my faith in our courts. And I remind everyone that I was born in South Africa. I have applied through the proper legal channels to have my status and citizenship determined. I believe that I have been treated unfairly and targeted, and there has been an attempt to make me as an example. But my message is not going to be one out of anger. South Africa is governed by the rule of law, and we should not allow xenophobia and misinformation to determine how people are going to be treated. We should all be guided by the spirit of Ubuntu. Throughout this ordeal, I have availed myself of all appropriate legal recourse, and I'll continue to respect and abide by each process. Finally, I would like to thank my family, friends, supporters, and my legal representatives for their unwavering support and commitment to my case. Thank you.
Hello you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Stella. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and of course to make sure that you do share this video. There is a new call for South Africans to sign a petition concerning the ongoing Chidimma Adetshina citizenship and immigration controversy, and this time the argument is not only about Chidimma, it's about Ubuntu. After the latest court proceedings, Chidimma spoke to journalists and reportedly appealed to South Africans to remember the spirit of Ubuntu, while saying that she has been treated unfairly. But the statement has raised an uncomfortable question for some people. What does Ubuntu mean when there are allegations that another South African family was affected by their identity document controversy surrounding this case? That is the question being pushed in one of the videos we're looking at today. Now, according to the speaker, the case was expected to move forward, but judgment has now been postponed until February 2027, and that delay has frustrated people who believe the matter should be resolved sooner. The argument is simple. By the time 2027 arrives, public attention may have moved on, while the question surrounding South Africa's immigration and citizenship system remains unanswered. That is why supporters of the petition are calling on people to get involved. But let's go back to the beginning, you guys. The Chidimma Adetshina controversy exploded in 2024 when questions were raised about her citizenship and the circumstances surrounding her mother's identity document. South Africa's Department of Home Affairs previously said its investigation had uncovered serious irregularities involving Chidimma's mother and the identity of another South African woman. And this is where the Ubuntu argument becomes particularly controversial, because if Ubuntu means compassion, humanity, and consideration for other people, critics are asking, what about the person allegedly affected by the identity document problem? What about her child? What about the consequences that can follow when somebody's identity documentation is compromised? Those are serious questions, but we have to be careful here. There's a difference between saying that Home Affairs identified irregularities and saying that every allegation made online has already proven it could. Those distinctions matter. Now, another major argument being made in the video concerns South African citizenship law. The speaker argues that simply being born in South Africa does not automatically mean that a child of foreign parents is entitled to South African citizenship under every circumstance. And that is an important part of this debate. Citizenship is governed by legislation. It is simply not determined by the public opinion, social media campaigns, or someone says where they're born. The speaker also raises Chidimma's later decision to participate in the Miss Universe Nigeria competition. She eventually represented Nigeria and won the competition. The development has led some South Africans to ask questions. If Chidimma has a legitimate connection to Nigeria and is able to obtain Nigerian documentation, what happens if South African citizenship is ultimately not established? Would that make her stateless? The speaker's answer is definitely no. The argument is that she has another country with which she can establish nationality, meaning the issue should be resolved through the appropriate legal immigration channels rather than through a citizenship claim that remains disputed. But again, that is an argument being made by the speaker, not something we should represent as a final legal ruling. But then we get to perhaps the most explosive part of the video. The speaker raises concerns about South Africa's Immigration Advisory Board and alleges that a potential conflict of interest involving someone connected to that structure who is also representing Chidima and her family. That allegation is serious. If there is a genuine conflict of interest, it deserves scrutiny. But if we're going to discuss it publicly, we rather ask the right question. Who is the person? What exactly is the position? What are the rules governing conflicts of interest? And has any competent authority actually found that a conflict exists? Those are the questions that it should be answered rather than simply assuming guilt. And this brings us to the petition. The people behind the petition are saying that South Africa needs stronger safeguards around immigration governance and the Immigration Advisory Board. They want people to take action rather than simply complain on social media. But this here, the Chidima controversy has become a symbol of a much wider South African debate. Who qualifies to be South Africans? How should citizenship be obtained? What happens when identity documents are allegedly obtained through irregular means? And perhaps most importantly, does the law apply equally to everyone? Because whether you support Chidima Adetshina or oppose her position, those are legitimate questions. And there is another lesson here. Ubuntu should not simply become a word that we use when it benefits our argument. If Ubuntu means humanity, dignity, and fairness, then surely those principles must apply to everyone involved, including the people who believe they have been harmed. And at the same time, fairness also means that accusations must be tested through evidence and due process. So rather than deciding the case on TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube, perhaps the real question is, what will the courts ultimately rule? And while we wait for February 2027, the petition is attempting to keep the broader immigration debate alive. So now, guys, I want to hear from you. Do you believe this case should have been resolved sooner? And when Chidima Adetshina talks about Ubuntu, should that same principle be extended to every person allegedly affected by the events surrounding this case? Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like this video and to make sure that you do share it so that you do not have to miss out whenever I try to upload a new video.